Okay, Rod, so a 3-0 win tonight. A big difference from Saturday's disappointment.
I thought it was 4-0.
4-0.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 4-0 win. Yeah. Listen, as I said, coming off the back of obviously this, a week ago we played, a week tomorrow we played Concord, and, I thought the way we finished the game is the way we finished the game down Concord. The only difference is we hadn't given them a foothold and made mistakes to give them any advantage. And then going into Saturday's game, obviously really disappointed. My fault, as I said, I'm an honest man, and that's one thing this football club will always get from me is honesty. But Saturday I got that wrong, and I'd like to say tonight I'll put it right again for you, because they're a tough side, they're an hard team to play against. And I felt first half we had to just stay in there. It wasn't pretty. Both teams were running miles too long. And it was a little bit of a basketball match, and as I say, you've got to win the battle before you win the war, and tonight I think that was a prime example. But we stayed with it, never conceded, kept believing in it, and eventually some of our players, my forwards, got into the game, and I think it gave us a different platform. I felt, second half, Loza was excellent, coming short, going in behind, it caused them some problems. But I felt first half we were too easy to mark. I should imagine their centre halves found that as well. So, but yeah, listen, we got going. Obviously, it was in front when they got the sending off. Tonight, you know what Dartford are going to be like. They're very niggly, got a lot of experience, and to be fair to them, they know how to sort of. They're clever at the game, and there was a few of mine will have a few bumps and bruises on the back of it. But listen. We have to, that's why we've got two physios here, a physio and a masseur, and this is the wonderful conference that make you play so many games in such a short time. One of my thinkings on Saturday was that if we'd have started with this team there on Saturday, we wouldn't have been able to done it again tonight. So, as I said, I got Saturday wrong with team selection, made 2 debutants in there on Saturday. But listen, tonight we look like a bit more about what I'm about, and I thought the fluency, I thought the finishing was good, and we're still work in progress.
On Saturday, you mentioned that you admitted that you got the team selection wrong. Do you think the players out there, putting that performance for you tonight to prove you wrong or prove everyone wrong?
Well, it's not about proving people wrong. It's about the club understanding where we are, and the club's got to understand. I get disappointed, and I'm not really someone who goes on Twitter and forums and that type of thing, but I do get a bit disappointed when, listen, I've been here 3 years, and I think we've massively, nearly achieved the unthinkable or the impossible in the year one, and 2 playoff semi-finals. And I don't want to harp on what I've achieved at this club, because until I get promoted I haven't achieved anything. But when people start questioning me and my staff and my players, a week into the season, I do find it a little bit hard. And question me, as I said, question me over a period of time, question me over the season. At the end of the day, it's never easy running a football club at this level. And we've got things, sometimes that things ain't quite right on and off the park here, and we have to take all this into consideration. And but listen, tonight, no doubt, people will judge me on tonight, and maybe I might be flavour of the week again. But I do get disappointed when I think, come on, listen, I put my hands up on Saturday, but I'm not going to go and put my hands up tonight and say, I got it right, because that's my job. But when I don't do my job properly, I'm honest enough to say, well, hold on a minute, I made a mistake. The game before that, which is a Concord game, I don't think we made a mistake. I just think we got going too late, and we give away soft goals. You look at my defenders tonight; they weren't getting beat for nothing. When we needed Petney, he kept us in it. Yeah. So in the last couple of games, we haven't had that, to be honest. And that's the standard they've set now, and that's the standard we're going to have to do going down to Avon at the weekend. They're a big, strong side, and I need my centre halves and full-backs to be as big and look after themselves. And if we can do that, we get a platform to try and get a result on Saturday. But listen, I can't be judged on tonight, and I shouldn't be judged on the last 2 games. But as I say, I'm working as hard as I can. Hopefully, you might see another 1, possibly 2 signings in this week. That I think overall, because I'll be honest, on Saturday, because I've got the likes of, I'm nursing Higgins, I'm nursing Welps, obviously Elliott, was a bit worried about Elliott playing 2 games. We had a right back at the club that I needed to get going. So eventually, tonight has paid me back that maybe saving them players on Saturday, because both of them scored tonight. So, you know. But if I'd have got sat out of Saturday, then I'd have been the best manager again. But it is what it is. But listen, they've got true supporters will stay on the journey, and you know, I'm always up for a debate, or I'm always up for a little bit of, you know, supporters want to question me, come and speak to me. You know, we don't just do things off the cuff. We do things because we feel it's right for the team. And playing here on a Monday night, you know, 2 games in 72 hours is a lot. And yes, we have got some experienced players, and the reason they're experienced because they're at that age. So we have to be mindful and not being funny. If Igo and Welks could have got us through 2 games, they would have been involved starting Saturday. So that's where we are. But listen, that's moved on now. Just hope the supporters sort of, you know, realise that it is a marathon, it ain't a sprint, and we are going to get things wrong. And when we get things right, like tonight, you know, it's we all stick together, and that's what football clubs are all about. And I've got a great relationship with these supporters, and some of them that I sometimes feel I get really close to. You sort of hear things and read things, and you think, is that a little bit unfair? But I suppose they pay their money, so they're entitled to do that. But then, you know, I have to try and get the best for them and the best for me, because, you know, that's what I'm here for. But listen, let's take the positives out tonight. I thought the boys showed you what they do when they put that shirt on, and they've given you 45 minutes in the first half of what I felt was good work ethic, stayed in the game. The second half, I think they've really, you know, that's a big derby for us tonight. I know they're Kent side and we're Essex side, but that's a big derby for us. Ever since I've been here, my record against Dartford has been amazing. So, you know, let's enjoy tonight, and let's brush ourselves down, see how the results go tomorrow. And hopefully now we can start trying to get back into a very tough period of very tough games. We've got to try and find a bit of form, because it's no good winning here tonight and then lose again Saturday. So the people have to understand this is a tough division, and as long as I keep believing in myself, they need to believe in us, and we'll go as far as we can.
Going into Saturday, would you say it's our toughest test yet with having they've recruited well, experienced manager who knows how to get out of this league? Would you say it's the toughest test so far?
I don't think there's any easy games, and I say it every week. It's an unforgiving league. There's not anybody that you can look at, even if they're down the bottom 3 or bottom 4. I think if you look at the top 6 or 7 now, you know, we're only 3 games in, well, we're 4 games in now. But if you look at that, you wouldn't expect Concord to be sitting up there, Dawkins sitting up there, you know, Weymouth sitting up there. But they're not so much Concord, but the rest of them are new to the division, and they're having a right go. So, you know, that's the teams coming up. But there's no easy games, and I know Paul very well down at Avon, and you know, like they'll be as good as they probably was when he had Sutton. So, you know, we've got to be there, we've got to stand up for ourselves, and we've got to be good in both boxes, and we've got to try and see that if we can get the ball down and expose them in certain areas, then we can. If I look at the last 45 minutes tonight, I see no reason why we can't go there and have a go. But the boys have got to, you know, I do find midweek games sometimes have a little bit more zip about them and that type of thing, a little bit of dew on the pitch. Where Saturday, you know, it may be one of them days where we've got to get the tempo up, and you know, as I say, same again, we've got to stay in the game, not concede silly goals, and hopefully let our forwards do the business. And as I say, if I can get 1 or 2 strikers in, or if I can get 1 or 2 additions in by Saturday, then hopefully it might make us stronger. But I'm only bringing people in that I think are going to make us stronger. And you know, it's down to everybody now. There's competition in that changing room. I thought Cascavel was excellent tonight, and whether that's because I dropped him on Saturday, he was excellent tonight. So, and Mickey Splain, you know, has probably not had the best start to the season, was outstanding. So that's made me really happy that 2 of my players that should be good enough at this level really went out there tonight and defended for their lives, and they never lost anything in there really, maybe the odd little bit here and there, but rest of it I thought they was outstanding. And that's credit to, you know, the likes of Elliott and the back 4. I thought the back 5, including Pets tonight, was excellent. Clean sheet, really, really proud of that. And as I say, you know, there's a few walking wounded in there, but and then Jolesy come alive second half, and you know, if Jolesy gets in that little bit of form, you can't stop him. And when he does get an opportunity in and around the box, he can strike a ball. So, but then, as I say, second half, everybody played that bit more that I needed above the level than what we have done in the last couple of games. So that's how you win games. You got to play at that level to earn the right to get the points. So we've done that tonight, and we're going to have to probably work even harder and be better on Saturday if we're going to come away with the points down there.
Perfect. Cheers, well. Thank you.
Cheers.
Quickly.